Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds in the studio. Halfway point of the week. So it was projected in the morning yesterday that Patrick Mahomes might sit on Saturday's matchup against the Texans, and then he's like, nah, screw that, I'm going to practice. So now it's anyone's guess as to what happens. I still think the safe move would be to sit him. That's just my personal thought. I think Carson Wentz and the rest of the team can handle it, especially that defense. You on the same side that I am, or what?
I am. I side with you 100%. I'm a little surprised that he practiced yesterday. Now practice for Mahomes, I don't know what he goes through, but he's got to put pressure on that ankle. Now, nobody's coming in and harassing him or anything like that, and surely he can throw. That's not a problem. But he allowed himself to go through a full practice, and then he said that the injury is, quote, not as severe as the 2022 ankle problem that he had. That was also a Super Bowl year. I don't care. He had an injury, and it's the regular season. The Chiefs don't need to beat Houston. It'd be nice if they did, but they don't need to. They're already in there, still ahead in the battle for number one seed and the home field advantage, but does it really make that big a difference? I wonder. Anyway, we'll see what happens. He'll probably practice again today and then tomorrow, and of course they won't practice on Friday. The game is Saturday. But over and above all that, I think they're taking a very, very, very big chance in putting him in these games.
Agree with you there, and we got a lot to lose. So if we've been doing this whole thing, playing down to opponents, keeping those cards close to our chest, got to finish it out that way and let Carson do his thing, man. I believe in that kid. I think he'd be a great leader, and he's proven himself time and time again. So have some faith, guys. New director at the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. I'm sure you had something to do with this, right?
No, not really. And many years ago I would have, but not this time. This is former grocery store executive Rob Marsh, who has been with Pyramid Foods, and that is Price Cutter. Been with them for 27 years. He's a major force back at that Price Cutter Charity Championship, the golf tournament that they have. He has been named as the new director of the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. I had a feeling it would be somebody who's closely involved. I thought maybe the interim director, Gerald Andrews, who for 27 years was the director, I had a feeling he might come in and take over, and he has on an interim basis. But his interim basis will end on January 6th, and then Mr. Marsh, with whom Mr. Andrews has worked very closely, of course, will take over the head duties. So a very interesting choice. With fingers crossed, we hope it goes well. Do not know anything about the money distributed to charities yet. I know there were some of them at the meeting yesterday, but whether or not it's the full recourse, that I don't know. We will find out.
So we're still now in the offseason for Major League Baseball. A little bit of trading. Not a whole lot of noise, especially after the whole Soto to the Mets deal. Now, do you think the Yankees just filled that gap?
The Yankees fill all their gaps.
Well, of course they do, but in the newest acquisition, your thoughts on that one?
It's Cody Bellinger. He's a former National League Most Valuable Player, and he has been designated to play center field, and then on occasion when they need it at first base. Bellinger, with the Chicago Cubs last year, was traded for a relief pitcher, standout relief pitcher named Cody Poteet, who goes to the Chicago Cubs along with $5 million. Now, it's a long contract that Bellinger has, and dividing the amount of money that the Cubs would have to pay him, the Yankees wanted the Cubs to keep that part of it and pay the bill. Cubs said no. They kind of halved it in a way, so they came to an agreement, and that is the case now. Cody Bellinger goes to the New York Yankees. That's a lineup that's simply filled with stars, even though the big guy Soto is not with them. He's with the New York Mets. But the fact is the Yankees have come out very well in this offseason, and who knows, there could be more.
A couple years ago, a new golf tour came on the scene. There was a lot of hubbub, and then things kind of settled out a little bit, it felt like, but now it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Well, in a sense that has. The LIV Tour that you're making reference to robbed the PGA Tour of some big names. And it's been very contentious, no question about that. But the fact is that LIV is here, and they played last night, the LIV golfers, two of the LIV golfers against two of the PGA golfers. They paid for $10 million. Well, that's dollars. They were paid in crypto money. Now, how that works, I wish I could tell you, but I can't. Anyway, it's a 2-on-2. The match occurred last night at Shadow Creek, which is north of Las Vegas, and it was an interesting one. They played 18 holes, or they were going to play 18 holes, divided by 3, with the 6th, the 12th, and the 18th. The tee boxes having different regulations in golf. One was 4-ball, the other's best ball, and then one was regular singles matches. Ended after the 14th hole. It didn't have to go any further because the PGA players, Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy, were way ahead, and the LIV golfers, like Koepka and DeChambeau were top stars on the PGA. Brooks Koepka really fine. Koepka and I get it right. Koepka and DeChambeau. Come on, guys. Smith and Jones, okay? Koepka and DeChambeau were the losers.
We're going to have to get a new swear jar out for you.
But these guys were big names on the PGA Tour when they bolted for the millions that the Saudi Arabians offered them.
In crypto money, by the way.
It's in crypto money.
So it might not be millions one day.
But the PGA, the stars who are Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy, ended it after the 14th hole. That was the end. On television, of course, they're all made for TV, and that's how it wound up.
Man, we need to get those names. Smith and Jones. Smith and Jones. So far, Mizzou Tigers basketball team 10-1 on the year so far. Not bad, man.
They had a battle last night. The big battle with Jacksonville State out of Alabama and the conference that the Bears are about to join, Conference USA. Jacksonville State's Gamecocks came into Missouri and gave the Tigers. Matter of fact, Jacksonville State was in the lead for much of this game. But Mizzou pulled away down the end and won it 83-72. Very good basketball game. Mizzou had a big test. Now they have an even bigger test, noon Sunday. This is when they'll play up at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis. Missouri and Illinois is quite good. This will be a big test. Missouri's a good basketball team. They're 10-1, you just mentioned. They can play the game. So that'll be very interesting. There were other scores. The number 1 team in the country, Tennessee, defeated Western Carolina 84-36. That's right, 84-36. Auburn, the number 2 team in the country, pounded Georgia State 100-59. Florida's number 7 in America, they went to Chapel Hill and beat North Carolina 90-84. And then at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, which used to be the Sprint Center, Drake from the Missouri Valley played K-State. Great game. Drake was the winner in overtime, 73-70. That's a big win for the Drake Bulldogs. The Bears have to play Drake twice this year. That will be a dynamite set of matches. Tonight, incidentally, Missouri State plays Lincoln over at the Great Southern Bank Arena.
Man, could have been a great win for that K-State team.
Hey, but K-State's good.
I know they are, and this is a long season to go. First of the landslide of college football bowl games was last night, Tuesday night bowl game. Who won?
Yeah, Tuesday night for television purposes.
Yes, I know that.
Anyway, the Frisco Bowl down in Frisco, Texas, a little bit north of Dallas, and the Memphis Tigers out of the American Athletic Conference knocked off West Virginia from the Big 12. It was Memphis 42, West Virginia 37, a shootout down in Texas. There will be more, and there are 2 more bowl games coming up tonight.
Ned, you have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you mañana.